Tonight, we're live on the scene of a crash as authorities pull a vehicle out of the St. Louis River, what we know so far. Plus, voters are heading to the polls for a number of races in Duluth and in Ely. And Duluth leaders say they're making some big changes to how tourism is handled and who is behind marketing the city.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke. Thanks for joining us. Authorities are investigating after a vehicle apparently went off the freeway near Cloquet, landing in the St. Louis River. Within the last few hours, we're learning authorities have pulled that vehicle from the water. CBS 3's Kendall Jarbo has been on scene for most of the afternoon. Kendall, what do we know at this point?
Kristen, I'm standing off a St. Louis River. I-35 is right over my shoulder, and traffic is flowing freely right now, but that certainly was not the case just a few hours ago. The Minnesota State Patrol announced they are investigating a crash with injuries, and they made that announcement around 1 o'clock this afternoon. One lane on southbound I-35 was closed at mile marker 239 because of the crash. It appears a car left the highway and landed in the river beneath. We don't know what caused the crash. When we arrived on scene, I saw several emergency rescue teams using a crane positioned at the top of the highway, and boats were searching for a car in the water. Around 3:15, we saw what appeared to be bodies being removed from the vehicle. Authorities have not confirmed that at this point, and shortly after, a red truck was lifted from out of the river. And Kristen, we do not know how many people were inside the car or what even led the car to crash in the first place and go into the river, but the Minnesota State Patrol is still investigating.
All right, something we'll continue to keep people updated on as we learn more. Thank you, Kendall. 3-year-old Hibbing twins are in the hospital tonight after they were reported missing and eventually found unresponsive in a hot car. Hibbing police got the call about the missing kids around 5:30 last night. They responded to the home in Latonia, which is a neighborhood of Hibbing, and that's when the search began. About an hour and a half later, the boys were found locked inside a car near the home. Both were unresponsive. One boy was taken to the Hibbing Hospital in stable condition. The other was airlifted to a Twin Cities hospital where he is in critical condition. Authorities are still investigating, but they don't believe the incident was suspicious. The temperature in Hibbing was around 85 degrees at the time. One person was hurt and 2 more are in custody after a drive-by shooting in Duluth. It happened around 9 this morning in the East Hillside neighborhood. Police say the shots were fired at 15th Avenue East and Superior Street after the people involved had a fight earlier in the day. Then, a few hours later, one of the suspects was arrested in a home several blocks away.
The tactical response team came on scene and helped the Duluth Police Department and our officers investigators to get the individual out of the home that he was in, and it happened very quickly.
Another suspect was arrested shortly after. Tonight, Duluth police say the victim is in stable condition. At this point, authorities have not identified anyone involved, but say they all knew each other and it was not a random incident. A woman is safe after she escaped from a house fire in Grand Lake Township. It happened around 7:30 last night. According to the St. Louis County Sheriff's Office, crews responded to a fully engulfed house on Beckman Road. The homeowner, who was the only one inside at the time, escaped on her own. She was treated for minor smoke inhalation. Officials say the fire destroyed the home and the cause appears to be accidental. The state fire marshal is investigating. Well, Dave is here for a first check of the weather. Dave, sounds like some folks saw a little bit of action overnight as far as weather goes, but otherwise here, pretty calm.
Yeah, pretty calm here in Duluth. We didn't get much more than a mist, but there was some rain up north and some showers and thunderstorms strong enough to trigger some warnings for Wisconsin and the UP. Let's start by taking a live look up towards the road to International Falls. This is the Ash Lake area, Highway 53, and we're back to a beautiful partly cloudy sky there. And as dry as it's been, well, the forest sure looks nice up in that neck of the woods, so we just must be getting enough to get by, but we could sure use more. Twin lows coming through the area is what brought us a couple of tenths of an inch of rain to International Falls earlier today, and really only a trace for Wisconsin and the UP. But the backside of these lows is still slated to bring some shower chances through tonight and into about noon tomorrow before higher pressure takes over Thursday to kick off an extended dry spell. Short-term forecast says low temps tonight, low 60s, 20% chance for those showers. but it does bump up to a 40% rain chance, at least on Wednesday morning. High temp around 80 degrees, a little bit cooler than it was today, but still a hair warmer than normal. We'll talk about temperature trends and the distinct lack of precip with the 7-day forecast coming up in a few more minutes.
Great, thanks, Dave. Well, we are now taking a live look at Duluth City Hall. Today, voters are heading to the polls, narrowing down the list of candidates for several seats on the Duluth City Council. One of the most closely watched races tonight is for 2 open at-large seats. There are 8 candidates on the ballot. The top 4 vote getters tonight will advance to the general election in November. You can see the candidates' names on your screen. Polls will be open until 8 o'clock tonight. Also on the ballot, Duluth City Council's District 2 seat. Current councilor Joel Cypress announced he wouldn't run again earlier this year. Now Andrew Hilfers, Mike Mayow, Andrew Jarocki, and Dave Zabrocki are vying to take his spot. District 2 includes Congdon, Endian, and the Kenwood neighborhoods, plus the UMD area. And District 4 voters will be narrowing down the list of candidates tonight as well. That ballot includes incumbent Renee Van Nett, Nathaniel Rankin, and Howie Hansen. This district includes Duluth Heights, Piedmont, and Hillside neighborhoods. Duluth City officials say so far voter turnout has been about on par with what was expected. While about 600 people cast an absentee ballot, things have been a bit slower at the polling locations across town.
It's been a fairly quiet day out at our polling locations. We're tracking at about 10% voter turnout right now. Definitely hoping to see an increase as people get off of work and, later into the evening when people may be more able to go to the polls.
The polls are open until 8 o'clock tonight. If you still need to cast your ballot, you're strongly encouraged to wear a mask at the polling place to help prevent the spread of COVID. And in Ely tonight, voters will be choosing their next mayor. Heidi Omerza and Roger Scraba won the primary election in April. Omerza is an Ely city councilor, and Scraba is a former city councilor and previously served as mayor. You'll remember Ely had to hold a special election for mayor. The man who won the job back in November turned it down for health reasons. Tonight, we're hearing from St. Louis County Attorney Mark Rubin after he announced his plans to retire after 4 decades of public service. Rubin, a Duluth native, joined the county attorney's office as an intern in 1975. During his career, he advocated for improved services for survivors of domestic abuse and sex trafficking and took an active role in restorative justice programs. St. Louis County board members praised Rubin's career at their meeting this morning. Rubin became emotional as he thanked the commissioners.
This has been a phenomenal experience, and I can't believe how many years have passed. I always felt purpose in what I did, but I learned that there's purpose not just in the prosecution of cases, there's purpose in what we do here on the board. And because it really does affect people. It affects their lives, and that's what it's all about at this level.
Rubin will officially retire at the end of September. The St. Louis County Board will start the process of finding his replacement soon. Minnesota is about to see billions of dollars from the massive bipartisan infrastructure package the U.S. Senate passed today. The $1.2 trillion deal was passed this morning with a vote of 69 to 30. According to a White House fact sheet, the bill includes $820 million over 5 years for public transportation and $302 million for bridge repairs and replacement. We spoke with U.S. Senator Amy Klobuchar today. The Democrat said the new money will also go a long way in connecting northern Minnesota with better broadband access.
This is one big accomplishment because this gets to our hardcore infrastructure, especially for Duluth and the Northland. This is going to put over $60 billion into broadband so we can connect hard-to-reach areas.
The bill now goes to the House, where Speaker Nancy Pelosi had said she won't allow a vote until a $3.5 trillion human infrastructure bill is also passed by the Senate. And despite the show of bipartisanship, Wisconsin U.S. Senator Ron Johnson described why he voted against the 2,700-page bill. Johnson issued a statement saying this is just the first step in Democrats' plan to pass what he called their $5 trillion radical tax and spend agenda. He says he couldn't help facilitate that. Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers has vetoed bills that would have imposed new restrictions on absentee ballots. The Democratic governor had been widely expected to turn back the bills. Republicans argued the proposals were necessary to ensure clean elections following controversial claims made after the 2020 election. Now, GOP lawmakers don't have enough votes to override the governor's veto. No Democrats supported the legislation. The Wisconsin Department of Corrections says nearly 70% of eligible inmates in state prisons have been fully vaccinated. Corrections Secretary Kevin Carr says cases have declined sharply since the early months of the pandemic. He credited the high vaccination rates for eligible teen and adult prisoners. Department of Health Services statistics show the vaccination rate for prisoners is about 20% higher than the rate for the general population statewide. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, after an 85-year relationship between the city of Duluth and tourism company Visit Duluth, Mayor Larson says it's time for change. Find out why next.
And our next change in the weather will be for the dry side once again. We do have a slight chance for showers tonight and tomorrow, and then that's going to be about it for a long while. We'll talk about that while coming up after our break.
It's Slumberland's anniversary sale. Get a complimentary 4-night hotel stay at over 400 great hotels. Plus an extra 20% off when you spend $3,000 or more. Buy more, save more, and get the trip. Now at Slumberland.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Bolins.
And I'm Ann Nolette.
And we're Advanced Surgical Associates of Northern Minnesota.
Our goal has always been to provide the latest and best surgical techniques to you and your family.
We want to provide an alternative to the traditional surgical practices that the hospitals offer.
With robotic-assisted surgery, you're likely to have a shorter hospital stay, experience less pain, and recover quicker.
We serve Duluth, Ely, Hibbing, and the surrounding areas. Learn more at mnsurgery.com or give us a call today.
Uh-oh, that food container won't contain your food, so you mess with cling wraps and foil, hoping food won't spoil. Well, not anymore. Now there's Stretch and Fresh Containers, the amazing food storage containers with stretch and fit lids that let you store more. Even the odd-shaped foods you couldn't put in containers before. Just stretch over the food and snap lock the lid to keep food fresh. There's even a freshness date dial to track storage time. It comes in the sizes you need to store all the foods you want with amazing storage capacity. It's freezer and microwave safe, and the containers nest for compact, stacked, space-saving storage. And right now, the 6-piece set is yours for just $19.95, and the shipping is free. But wait, call now and we'll double the offer and send a second set. Just pay a separate fee. Here's how to order.
Call 1-800-378-1232 or go to trystretchandfresh.com. That's 1-800-378-1232 or order online at trystretchandfresh.com.
With locations throughout the Northland and northern Wisconsin, Super One Liquor has you covered for all of your party and gathering needs. We have a commitment to deliver outstanding service, variety, and top quality wines and spirits. And don't forget the best variety of ice-cold beer and beverages, all at the low prices you've come to expect. Super One Liquor. Come for the service, leave with the savings.
Slumberland's anniversary sale. Spend $1,000 and get a complimentary 2-night hotel stay, plus an extra 10% off. See our huge selection of top brands like Sealy and Tempur-Pedic. Buy more, save more, and get the trip. Now at Slumberland.
It's going to be perfect.
This summer, your favorite celebrities return to their hometowns.
It means the world to me to be back in Boston.
And get to work.
I want to just call you Demo Girl. This is for every guy who ever played.
I wish we got that in slow-mo.
Welcome to your new home.
Oh, it's a new beginning.
I don't even know what to say.
This is just unbelievable. Sheer happiness.
Secret Celebrity Renovation. New Fridays or stream anytime on CBS.
CBS News Sunday morning with Jane Pauley on CBS.
CBS 3 Weather is brought to you by St. Luke's. Now, the CBS 3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Rain today. It tried. We had 2 lows off to the Dakotas last night, and they're right on top of us now, but they did very little as far as rain goes. And as far as thunder and hail goes, it did a little bit better in Wisconsin and the UP, but the initial wave of the 2 lows has passed, and in its wake, Not much to talk about rain-wise. No, International Falls 0.17 of an inch. Hayward 0.05 of an inch. By the time the systems got to Ironwood, only 0.02 of an inch. But there's a chance for a little more tonight and tomorrow from the back end of these twin lows. 20 to 40% chance for a precip payoff before things dry up tomorrow afternoon and stay that way at least through the weekend. Are there any hints of rain in our 7-day forecast? I'll show it to you here in just a bit. But right now we've got the current conditions from Duluth International. 83 degrees the current temp, only 34% for the relative humidity. Westerly winds running 18 miles per hour. And our air pressure still a bit low at 29.68 inches of mercury. And of course it's low because of the twin lows that are centered very close to our area. Current temperatures went back towards the summery side today, but not quite as warm as yesterday. We cracked 90 towards International Falls yesterday. Now it's 79, which is still a hair warmer than normal. 80 is what we have in Hibbing, 82 Cloquet, and for Moose Lake, 81 Evelyn, Virginia, and the Quad Cities. As warm as 85 now from Superior over to Ashland, and 83 Hayward, with a cool spot of 73 being found in Watersmeet, 81 right now in Ironwood. Low temps tonight, upper 50s to lower 60s for our region. All right, take a look at the current Doppler map here. We see that initial wave of the precip already exiting now the Keweenaw Peninsula, leaving the dry slots of the two low pressure systems in place. So that's why we have some sunshine peeking out. But tomorrow, still have the tail ends of these twin lows here coming around and wrapping through the area. That's why we're looking at 20 to 40% chances for probably showers tonight and through about noon tomorrow. Then tomorrow afternoon and especially into Thursday, big blocking high pressure system takes over the upper Midwest. We get sunny and we stay that way through the weekend and maybe even a couple days beyond. So on that note, we fire up the 7-day forecast. And tonight in Minnesota, low temps go about 57 inland to 65 by the lake with a 20% chance for some rain. 20% shot for folks in Wisconsin and Michigan as well, with lows there, 59 to 62. For tomorrow, Wisconsin, Michigan, 30% chance for rain through early afternoon, and your high temps run into the lower 80s. Now for Minnesota, we have mid to upper 70s by the lake and 77 to 82 inland with a 40% chance for rain through about the noon hour. Extended forecast shows once that big high sets down on our area, or sits down on it, however you want to phrase it, it brings a sunny sky that won't go away. Thursday through Tuesday should be dry and fairly warm, 75 to 85 degrees for the daytime highs, and overnight low temps anywhere from 50 to 62.
Thanks, Dave. Some big changes are coming to Duluth's tourism industry. One of them involves a Twin Cities-based firm taking over marketing duties for the city, and another longtime partner taking a back seat. CBS 3's Quinn Gorham joins us live from Canal Park. Quinn, what can we expect from these changes?
Well, it's no secret that Duluth is big on the tourism industry, especially during the summer months. Places like Canal Park here are absolutely buzzing with people. But a couple changes might be coming to that industry, specifically the marketing and PR aspects. Mayor Emily Larson said for the past 85 years, those duties have been up to Visit Duluth. Their goal was to promote and support Duluth as a tourist and convention destination, but citing a desire for the city to expand and elevate its brand, Mayor Larson said, and other city leaders decided to consider other options. This year, they asked other tourism marketing services and convention sales firms to apply. After an extensive interview process, Belmont Partners was chosen as the replacement for Visit Duluth. The city offered Belmont a $1.8 million contract, and Larson says she's excited to see what new and exciting plans Belmont has in store for the city.
Choosing a new approach is not about what was lacking in the existing partnerships that we had. It is about what's possible in elevating our brand.
Belmont has also worked on marketing for clients like Mall of America, Explore Minnesota, and South Dakota Tourism. We asked Mayor Larson after today's press conference to expand on why the city decided to move away from its marketing partnership with Visit Duluth. She didn't immediately get back to us, but we're expecting a statement later tonight. Larson also announced that the application process for the tourism tax allocation application will be coming out today. That'll close on September 8th. And they're also announcing a new position for the tourism, arts, and culture within the Duluth city.
Quinn, is the partnership with Visit Duluth ending completely, or will they still have a role in city tourism?
We're still not 100% sure. Mayor Larson did reach out to them this morning and asked if they wanted to be a part of the events and sales marketing for events here in Duluth, but they haven't gotten to reach a decision yet. My understanding is they're in a meeting deciding that right now.
All right, something we'll keep our eye on. Thank you, Quinn. Well, Kelly is here, keeping her eye on sports. Hey, Kelly.
Yeah, we got good news and bad news.
Oh.
Good news is the quarterback situation for the Vikings is, you know, looking up. But bad news is Kirill Kaprizov may not be sticking around for the Minnesota Wild. Yeah, we'll have more on that. Sports is next.
Every day during your birthday month, you can receive up to $30 in club cash.
CBS3 Live Cams, brought to you by KohlerChef.com, now featuring the Kohler Express Deal online buying solution. KohlerChef.com, a better way to buy.
What does home mean to you? From graduation to the new job to sharing a life with someone else. As you change, so does your idea of home. Visit yournorthlandhome.com for comprehensive information on buying and selling your home with JS Realty, including mistakes buyers make and preparing your home to sell. Yournorthlandhome.com has the information you need to find a place that feels like home. Download your free guide today at yournorthlandhome.com.
I'm Dr. Matthew Penning. I'm a family physician at St. Luke's. I like to try and empower the patients to take control of their own health care. Doctors may give advice, but it's really the choice of the patients that determine the outcomes of their health care. So I think it's really important that we speak in a way that patients understand and can get information. I chose to practice at St. Luke's because it seems more like a family environment. The atmosphere at Mariner is great, so I love it here.
When we ask you to shop Prime Appliance, we want you to experience a real appliance store where we have hundreds of brand name appliances always ready to go during our in-stock sale. Save over $800 on these fabulous huge capacity GE Cafe 4-door French door refrigerators in the brand new matte black and white finishes, now just $37.98. They're stunning. Financing and delivery always available. Prime Appliance, it's a real appliance store and the best place to buy your appliances. Let us prove it to you.
Tripling up on the Rock Friday night, September 24th, as Black Bear Casino Resort presents Rock the Outer 3 with Skid Row. And welcoming special guest Warrant. Plus Steelheart. Tickets available at the Players Club or online at blackbearcasinoresort.com. Make the Bear your place to rock the Outer with Skid Row, Warrant, and Steelheart.
Important healthcare announcement. If people tell you your TV is too loud, or if listening in some environments has become difficult, we are requesting your participation in a special program called the 30-Day Challenge. Hearing Life Hearing Centers are seeking people with hearing difficulties to evaluate a new digital mini hearing aid now being released. To take part in this event, you must call. Please get a pencil and write down the number below. All people with hearing aids or hearing difficulties are wanted to take part in the 30-Day Challenge, evaluating a new high-tech device that sits discreetly behind your ear. This hearing aid is Bluetooth enabled and is rechargeable. All hearing assessments are performed at no charge for those taking part in the challenge. Participants will try these hearing aids for 30 days. Call the number below and take the Hearing Life 30-Day Challenge.
Gail King, Anthony Mason, and Tony DeCoppel, weekday mornings on CBS.
At least for now, it looks like the Vikings quarterback room is pulling through after an encounter with COVID-19. That's after third-round draft pick Kellen Mond tested positive for the virus a few weeks ago. After completing his 10-day quarantine period, Mond returned to training camp today, which was just a walkthrough at TCO Performance Facility, just in time for their joint practices with the Denver Broncos, which start tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Minnesota and their now full quarterback room will have 2 practices with the Broncos before their preseason opener at US Bank Stadium on Saturday afternoon. Of the 131 days since the beginning of the Major League Baseball season, the Brewers have spent 81 of them in the first place spot of the NL Central. But today they embarked on their longest road trip of the season for 10 games in 11 days. After their game last night was called off due to severe weather, they had a doubleheader against the Cubs today. Milwaukee has the best road record in all of baseball, and they got right after it down at Wrigley. Willie Adames plants one right on top of the ivy and right, and we are knotted up at 1 apiece. Next up at bat, the very next pitch, Avisail Garcia sent a no-doubter into the bleachers. Milwaukee grabs a 2-1 lead on back-to-back shots. Then in the 6th, Lorenzo Cain continued his tear since returning from the injured list, hits in 10 of his last 11 games. This one leaves the yard. Milwaukee takes game 1 4-2, and game 2 is set for 7:05 tonight. You might remember Peter Krieger, who spent 2 seasons with UMD men's hockey, winning a few national titles in as many years. Krieger is sticking around in the AHL, having signed with the Manitoba Moose today. Krieger played with both the Indy Fuel of the ECHL and Manitoba last season, playing in 14 games with the Moose, scoring 1 goal and 6 assists. During his 2 seasons with UMD, he skated in 85 games, producing 20 goals and 34 assists, and of course helped them to those back-to-back national titles. When asked about the current relationship between the Minnesota Wild and its fan base, you might say it's complicated. Because with 2 months to go before the start of the 2021 season, the star of this whole operation has yet to sign a deal with the team he dazzled with last season. Wild general manager Bill Guerin was not available for comment today as rumors of Kirill's departure from Minnesota loomed heavily. On Sunday night, Frank Saravalli of the Daily Faceoff tweeted that Kaprizov has a tentative 1-year deal for 8 figures with his former team in the KHL over in Russia. That is if a deal with the Wild cannot be met. Kaprizov scored 78 goals and 153 points in the 160 games, winning 2 league championships with that club. Reports also claimed Kaprizov wanted a shorter deal with the Wild, who were initially tempted to lock Kirill into a 7- or 8-year deal. This will surely be an ongoing story. Last season, he was the leading scorer for the Wild and the winner of the Calder Trophy. I don't want to, freak out fans, but it's not going to be a good thing if Kirill's not on that roster.
No, we're going to keep our fingers crossed that he is.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Kelly. Tonight at 10, some big city council seats are up for grabs in Duluth and in a mayor's seat in Ely. And voters are choosing their, voters in Ely are choosing their next mayor. Polls for the elections will close tonight at 8. And we will have the most up-to-date results from the elections and the breakdown of what they mean for the city tonight at 10. Well, Dave, are we looking at a decent evening?
Well, I vote for one. We'll see if that pays off by 8 o'clock or not. There is a 20 to 40% chance for some more showers through about noon tomorrow. Then a large dry spell settles into the region. Could conquer our sky from Thursday through next Tuesday in a sunny sort of way and a mild temperature sort of way as well. About 75 to 85 for the highs and low temps, 50 to 62.
Not too shabby. Thanks for joining us. We hope to see you at 10.